This Christmas. It's hard to believe that it's actually been 4 years since the groundbreaking Nintendo Wii changed the way we think about computer games forever. Since then, you can be pretty sure that clever young things in Atari T-shirts and designer glasses have been spending every waking hour in the research labs of Microsoft and Sony to bring the joys of gestural gaming to the Xbox and the PS3. This Christmas, the fruits of their labours, Move for the PS3 and Kinect for the Xbox, have hit the shops. Now, I like Move, and I also like Kinect, but which one's best? Well, there's only one way to find out. Fight! The battle is on between the PlayStation Move, which uses clever motion sensors in its controllers and the eye camera to track your every move, and the Xbox Kinect, which uses a couple of cameras and an infrared depth sensor to map your movements and make your body your controller. To help decide our winner, we brought in celebrity DJs Rampage, a.k.a. Mike Anthony and Treble T from Radio 1 Extra. Gentlemen, great to meet you, and I'm told you're obsessed with gaming.
Totally obsessed.
All my spare time.
Our task this afternoon is to play with them and find out which is king this Christmas.
Let's go.
First test, how easy would it be to set up? First, I tackled the Xbox, and the great thing here is that your body is your controller. But I had to calibrate it with the sensor. And already I could see that space could be a problem with the Kinect. You really do need a big house.
Yeah, you do. Big front room.
I even got Mike to measure the distance from the screen to where we had to stand.
It's about 10, 11 feet. That's quite a distance.
But it redeemed itself with a rather fun voice recognition feature that allowed us to command the console.
Say Xbox, John.
Xbox. Open tray.
Good. That's so cool.
Look, the tray's open.
Now we were set up, Treble T and I began testing the Xbox hardware using our first game, Kinect Sports.
Great shot!
It's entirely different to playing with the controllers. Now,
It's totally different to playing with a controller. This is much more akin to being a sportsman.
Is it very responsive? Is it really tight, or is there a slight delay of...
No, you know what? It does seem very tight.
And the Kinect even replayed live action of us playing, so we could see how silly we looked. Then it was on to our next Kinect game, Joyride, a driving game, my favourite. But it felt rather strange without a controller.
Don't you find it weird? Like,
Yes.
there's no proper steering wheel.
Yes. But that didn't stop me beating Mike. I won!
And John's won.
Next, we tried out a variety of other Kinect titles. Pet games for kids like Kinectimals, and party games like Dance Evolution.
What's going on?
We'd all had a lot of fun playing on the Xbox Kinect, but now it was time to turn our attention to its arch rival, the PlayStation Move. How would it compare? With the Move, you've got to stand in this box on the screen, and the eye camera tracks the movements of the controller here. Now, I've noticed already, though, we're a lot closer to the Move than we were to the Kinect, so it should be good for smaller rooms, or indeed smaller bedrooms. But first, Mike and I went through a bizarre ritual of pointing our controllers in different directions to calibrate the console, and we'd have to do this before every game.
Collaboration complete.
Once it was all set up, we played beach volleyball in the Move's main sporting title, Sports Champions.
What I'm noticing is the control method is harder because you have to do button presses combined with hitting the ball. Whereas on the Kinect, you just hit it because there's nothing in your hands to press.
Yeah.
So it's not at all intuitive.
But for an average gamer...
would know.
This is actually quite normal.
Next, Treble T stepped in to try out gladiator duels. But before we could play, we had to calibrate our controllers again. And once we got into our swordplay, there did seem to be a bit of lag between our controllers and what was on the screen.
Are your sword swings realistic?
I don't think they're in time at all, actually. Finally, we checked out a selection of other Move titles, like iPet, for children.
It's quite responsive to you, but it looks a bit weird.
And dance games like SingStar Dance. The Move's games were fun, but the combination of button pressing and motion control was less intuitive than I'd have liked. So, verdicts?
I think with me, if I was to make a final decision now, with the power of the PS3, what's available, the fact that the Move control is quite sharp and cost. It's only £35 for the Move controller. I think for this Christmas, that's going to do it for me.
John?
And for me, I think because I can see a window into the future, because just sitting in front of my TV and waving my hands around whilst controlling a football game will be like paradise. So I think for me, my decision's going with the Xbox Kinect.
So, with the consoles receiving a vote each from our celebs, it leaves me to choose our winner. On to the G ratings. And Sony's PlayStation Move gets 4 Gs. Good for experienced gamers, but not so easy to control for novices like me. And the winner with a spectacular 5 Gs is the revolutionary Xbox Kinect. Easier to use and huge potential for the future of gaming.